Hello and welcome back to this amazing channel. This is Abhinav. Today in this particular video, we'll discuss about the problems of contest educational code forces round 165. Actually, I was really busy today. I was really busy. I was not even able to give the contest today, participant contest. So I upsolved the videos, upsolved the problem. Actually, I am very tired currently, but so I first I thought not to record the videos, but then I thought, okay, let's record it because no matter I have to upsolve them. So let's record that also. So yeah, finally I'm recording this contest. The contest was of a good level, I can say. It is of a difficult level. The third problem was itself of DP, right? So it was a good level contest, I can say. Let's discuss all the problems one by one. First, we have problem number A, which is two friends. Okay, the problem says that monocarp wants to throw a party. He has n friends and he wants to leave at least two of them at his party, right? He has to invite two of them in his party, at least two of them, right? What the thing is that every friend also has its best friend amongst them only, right? So what will happen when monocarp will send invitation? The ith friend will only come if both ith and pith means its best friend receive the invitation. अब देखो, there is one thing to know that pith friend means जो ith friend का best friend होगा, best friend of this ith friend is not compulsory to come. Like, it's not actually need to come, uh, but invitation should be sent to both. So this is also a point where I was confused initially. Now they are asking you that because he has to invite at least two friends. So how many minimum friends? So he wants at least two friends to come in the party. He wants at least two friends to come in the party. So what's the minimum number of invitations monocarp should send? Right. Now guys, the problem is pretty clear. What the problem says that, see, every friend will have a best friend. For example, the array for best friend is like this: 5, 1, 6, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Say if I will write this, oh, it will be starting from 1 only. So this says that 1 has the best friend 5. 5 is the best friend of 1, right? 1 is the best friend of 2. 6 is the best friend of 3. 2 is the best friend of 4. 3 is the best friend of 5 and 4 is the best friend of 6. Up he has to invite at least two people, means दो लोग उसको invite करने, ठीक है? अब for example I am taking very randomly. For example he invited person 1. So if he invited person 1, okay, if he invited person 1, so he has to invite the best friend of person 1 also. He has to invite him. Then only 1 will come. So if he wants 1 to come to party, he has to invite the best friend of 5 also. The best friend of 5 also. Which is, oh sorry, the best friend of 1 also. Which is actually 5. So see, if you invited 1 and 5 both, currently what you did? Currently you invited 1 and 5 both. When you invited 1 and 5 both, that means 1 will definitely come to party. Why? Because 1 is also invited and his best friend is also invited. So 1 will definitely come to the party. But you want 2 people at least. Now you will try 5 to come to party because you have invited 5. You have invited 5. But actually 5 will not come to the party. Why? Because best friend of 5 is not invited. Who is best friend of 5? 3 is the best friend of 5. So what you will do, you will invite 3 also, and now this 5 will also come to the party. This 5 will also come to the party. Now means you have at least 2 people, 1 and 5. They both will come to the party. Why? Because 1's friend 5 is also there and 5's friend 3 is also invited. So how many invitations you made? You made 3 invitations. And you can say you cannot make less than 3 invitations. 3 तो आपको करने ही पड़ेंगे. So in every case, guys, 3 will always be the answer because first you will invite a friend, then you will invite his best friend, then you will invite his best friend. So in this case, when you will invite these three friends, these three people, दो तो पक्का ही आएंगे. So your answer will always be 3. It will never be more than 3. Because when you are inviting 3 people, second is the best friend of first, third is the best friend of second, that means first and second will definitely come. So 3 will always be the answer. But answer can actually less than 3 also. Answer can be 2 also. In this case, answer cannot be 2, but there is a case where answer can be 2 also. What's the case? The case is like this. For example, the array is like this. If you will see this array, you can see that 3 is the best friend of 1, 1 is the best friend of 2, 2 is the best friend of 3, 5 is the best friend of 4, 4 is the best friend of 5. So I written numbers wrongly here. ठीक है. Up, if you will see this, up, if you will check this thing, what I'm currently doing is, if let's say you will invite 1, so when you will invite 1, you have to actually invite 3 also, and if you will invite 3, you have to actually invite its best friend 2 also, and now you can see 1 and 3 both will come. So this is the thing that we discussed previously. In this case also, you have to invite minimum of 3 people so that 2 will come. But if you will actually invite 4, so if you will invite 4, you have to invite 5 also, which is best friend of 5, then only 4 will come, and now 5 will come if its best friend is also invited, and you will see 5's best friend is 4 only, and 4 is already invited, so no need to actually invite a third person. 4's best friend is 5 and 5's best friend is 4, means if you will invite both of them, they both will come, means only 2 minimum invitations are there. So when 2 persons are friend of each other, that means simply invite those 2 persons and they both will come, 2 will be the answer. Else, if there is no such case where 2 persons are friend of each other, simply invite 3 persons, then in that also 2 persons will come, using this logic. So answer will be either 3, either 2. That is what I have done. So if you will see here, what I've done is, I'm initially taking my answer as 3 because I know 3 will always be the answer. Ab 2 kab answer hoga? So I'm first of all iterating through all the numbers from 1 to n. Now see, what does it mean? I'm taking a number vi minus 1, means I'm first taking who is the friend of I. So let's say this vi minus 1 will give me the friend of I. I'm doing this minus 1 because it is 1 base indexing, right? This is 1 base indexing. So vi minus 1 will give me the friend of I. And now this whole will give me the friend of I. So if friend of I is also I, means देखो, in this case 4's friend was 5, but if 5's friend is also 4, 4 का friend 5 है, 5 का friend फिर 4 है, that means answer is 2. So whenever this case is happening, that friends is same, I only, I's friend, so friend is I only, that means answer is true, answer is 2, and you will break. And if this case will not satisfy for any of the condition, your answer will be remaining 3 only, right? This is how you will actually solve this particular problem, right? So I hope this is clear to you all. But still, if you have any doubt, you can simply comment down your doubt, or you can join our Telegram and ask your doubts there, right? Amazing. Let's move to the next problem now, which is shifts and sorting. Now, what this problem says, that you are having a string, and it's actually a binary string which contains only 0 1 0 1 0 1, where you can perform some cyclic shift. What is cyclic shift? Basically, cyclic shift is, if for example, this is your binary string. So in one cyclic shift, what will happen? Last character of this string will come at the front, and your string will look like this. So last came at the front. This is one cyclic shift, right? Now, Now what you have to do is, you are given with a binary string. You can perform these cyclic shift to substrings of that particular string, right? Any number of time, and each cyclic shift will have an operation equal to the length of the substring that you have chosen. For example, if you don't want to do this cyclic shift for the whole substring, let's say you only want to perform this on a particular part. Let's say you are saying, I will perform this cyclic shift only for this particular substring. So this particular part will become 0, 1, 1. Why? Because this 0 will come at the start. But it will also cost how many? 3 rupees, or like whatever. 3. It will cost 3 points. Because 3 is the length of this substring. That is what it is asking. Now what you have to do, you can perform any number of operations so that you can make the given binary string in a sorted manner, sorted in increasing order. And you have to do in such a way that you have minimum total cost. So you have to find the minimum total cost to perform these operations to convert the given binary string into a sorted string in descending order, right? Cool. सॉरी ठीक है तो ये हो गया अब देखो हाउ विल सॉल्व दिस प्रॉब्लम सी गाइस sorting a binary string in a non-descending order means in a ascending order simply means that you have to make all the zeros first then all the ones. For example, you have this binary string, you have to sort it in ascending order, non-descending order, so you will make it like this only, no? First all the zeros then all the ones. That is what you will do. So you have to basically do that only. You have a given binary string, you have to solve it in this way that all the zeros are first then all the ones are there, right? For example, your binary string is like this, let's say. ठीक है अब let's see how we can perform that operation in this binary string such that we have minimum cost. See, because you have to actually, for all the zeros which are present in this binary string, you have to move that zeros at the front of the binary string. Okay, at the front of the binary string. And for that you can do that cyclic operation. For example, let's say if you have to make this 0 at the front, what you will do? You will actually, let's say you will choose this as your substring, and when you will apply the cyclic shift here, this will come at the front and it will look like this. So this 0 come at the front. And the cost required is how much? 6. But is it feasible? We want minimum cost, right? This is not good. Up to minimum, let's take a smaller possible size of the substring. There is one more smaller size that you can take is this. Here also you can make this here. So you can see this is already at the start. This will also come here and remaining will as it is. This will take cost as 5. This will cost 5. But can we reduce this also? Yes, actually we can reduce it. See, there is this 0 present in between. Because of this, we have to take a larger substring. Let's one by one make all the zeros at the front. One by one make all the zeros at the front. Up see guys, very important. Dekho. First we have this 0. Up this 0 is already at the front because there is no ones present before this 0. There is no one present before this 0. So this 0 is already at the front. We don't have to do anything with it. We don't have to do anything with it. It will remain at it, right? Up next. Next there is a 1. So 1 we will not do anything. Now next came 0. Up there is a 0 and we know that there is actually a 1 present before that 0. So because there is a 1 present before that 0 means we have to take a substring of size 2. Why size 2? Because there is only one present before it. So when you will take a substring of like size 2, this will make circular rotation like this, and finally string will be, this 0 will be as it is, this will become 0 1, remaining will be as it is. How much operation you did? How much cost you got? You got 2 cost because you taken a substring of 2. Up next you can see this is again 1 1 1, again came a 0. Up see, when we will go on, we will count number of ones because number of ones matter. Up when you will come here 0, you have already counted that. Before this 0, we have 3 number of ones. We have already counted. And because we have 3 number of ones before it, that means we have to take a substring of size 4. Substring of size 4, which will make this 0 here, and it will take a cost of 4 and will make it like this. 0 came here, remaining as it is. Again for this also you can see guys, before that we have only 3 ones. Again take a substring of size 4, which will cost 4, and it will become like this. Now next 0 is here, and we have counted that there are 6 ones before that 0. Means if there are 6 ones, means we have to take a substring of size 7 and make it here. It will cost 7, and finally you will see that all the zeros are at the start. Total cost that we got is 7870. This is the total cost that we got here, right? This is how we will solve this particular problem. So if you will see my code, what I have actually done here is I'm simply taking a string s, then the size of the string. Initially my answer is 0, and what is this x? X will actually contain number of ones, right? So yeah, so you will see this x is basically containing number of ones. So initial number of ones will be 0. ठीक है, अब देखो, whenever we will got si equal to 1, we will increase x, that we got a 1. भाई जैसे हमें कोई 1 मिलेगा, we will increase the value of x, means we got a 1. अब देखो, if x is 0, means if till now we have not having any 1. मान लो जैसे यहाँ पर there was no 1 before. So when there is no 1 before, no need to do anything. Simply move on. No operation needed. If there is a 0 and there is no 1 before it, no problem. Continue. Else means if si is 0 and there are some ones present before. So what is the size of substring we take? Size of substring is 1 more than the number of ones. जैसे यहाँ पे number of ones was 1, so we took substring of size 2. Here there were 3 ones, we took substring of size 4. Here 3 ones, size 4. 6 ones, size 7. So 1 more than the number of ones. So in the answer, the cost will be added as x plus 1. And actually there is no need to do this operation. There is no need to perform this swap. Now we don't have to finally give the perform this swapping. We have to finally count the total number of costs that we are costing, that we are finding, and then print the answer. Okay? So guys, this is how we will solve this particular problem. Okay? Amazing, बहुत बढ़िया, cool. Now next comes is the problem C, which is minimizing the sum. This is actually a very great problem. It was actually a problem of dynamic programming, right? So let's solve this problem. Okay. This problem says that you are currently having an array. Like this, let's say. Okay. What you can do, you can perform some operations on this array. Okay. What the operation is? Operation says that you can choose any element of the array and you can replace it with its neighbor. For example, I replace this 8 with 2 or with 1. Any other neighbor. Let's say for this 5 there's only one neighbor, so make it 2. So I can replace the number with its neighbor. And I can do this k times only. k is given to us. I have to do this k times only. Now the problem comes. The problem is by doing this operations k times, we have to find the final minimum possible sum for this array. For example, in this array, if I can just perform two operations, what I can do, I will first of all change this 10 to 2, will make it to neighbor, and this 8 to 1. This will be the final thing. And now you will see that the cost, like the sum of this whole array, will be minimum possible. You cannot make it more than this, less than this. This is the minimum possible sum that you can get. Now the thing comes ki which cases should we take to find the minimum sum? So guys, you have to check for all the possible cases. Yes, we have to check for all the possible cases, and we will apply dynamic programming here. Right? So what we will actually do is, guys, how we will actually perform the dynamic programming. For example, what we will do, we will take a DP array of size n plus 1 and k plus 1. Actually, the state of DP will represent, this will represent the index in the array where we are, and k will represent the number of operations remaining that we can do, or basically not remaining, the number of operations that we have done. So this represents the index in which index we are. This will represent the number of operations we have done. Okay, अब देखो, see it very carefully that this I will assume as one base indexing. अब देखो, for example, you have to find the value of dpi c. I means currently we are at the ith index. C means that okay, we can say that the same thing, how much operations are remaining. We can actually perform C operations. This basically C means. Okay, I will also take the code side by side so that you guys can do. So what does it mean? This I means, so this is not done actually. I means the current index where we are. C will represent the operations that we can do at ith index, and we will only do that operations on the back of I. For example, we are at this particular index. I is here, and let's say we can perform 3 operations here. So we will check for all the possibility of 3. Maybe we will not perform any operation. Maybe we will perform only one operation. Maybe we will perform the operation 2 times, maybe 3 times, and so on. ठीक है, अब देखो guys. अब let's say when this 10 is here, let's say if I perform this operation only once. So if I will perform this operation only once, what will actually happen is only this 10 will remain same. No worry. Now let's say if I will perform this operation only once. And remember one thing, guys, we will only consider the backward of I, we will not go on the forward. So when we will perform one operation means this much part will be taken. Means basically इसका neighbor ये होगा. It will take this as the neighbor, which is 6, and this will be replaced with 6. So means they both will replace with 6. Means now the total final sum will be 12. कितना sum होगा? This into the minimum element 12. ठीक है? If I will go more back, यहाँ पे आके, means if you will apply 2 operations, so when you apply 2 times operation, what operation will happen? You will make it 2 and you will make this also 2. Now this all will become what? 6. Now let's say if you will perform 3 operations, you will go 3 times back and you will find a minimum of that. So minimum इसमें क्या है? यहाँ भी minimum 2 है. So after 3 operations, you will make this 2, this 2 and this 2. So you will obviously make everything as the minimum of that particular array. Okay? So now overall sum for this 4 element will be 8. Okay? And once you are done with this much number of operations, remaining number of operations will be, you will subtract that from the total number of operations. Okay? अब देखो how I am actually doing it. See, this is a DP array of size n plus 1 and k plus 1. Initially I am making it infinity, means initially I am taking the sum of the whole array is infinity, because we have to find a minimum sum, right? I made for all, I made 0 j equal to 0, means whenever the I is 0, see I'm taking here one base indexing. So when I is 0 means there are no number. So then obviously answer will be 0. I 0 means no number is taken. So if no number is taken, sum will be 0. Simply make dp 0 j is equal to 0, means no number is taken. Now this is the whole main thing that we are doing here. What we are doing here. And first of all, starting from 1 to n, one base indexing. For every integer from 1 to I will start. And for every value of k also I will say from 0 to k. So like k can be 0 also, k can be k also. We can perform 0 operations also. We can perform k operations also. It should be at most k. It is not equal to k. It should be at most k. At most k we can perform n number of operations. ठीक है? अब देखो. For example, as I said, let's say currently we are at this particular position. Currently we are at this particular position. What? This. Let's say this is pose. So I के जगह I am saying pose. Let's say currently I am at this particular position, right? Up now I am saying at this particular position I will apply c times this particular approach, and c is here. ठीक है? अब let's say that c is 3. C3 means you will go 3 times back. Means max 3 times back you will go. You can go 1 times also, 2 times also, 3 times also. So every that we will chase. ठीक है? So if you will see this for loop, what I am saying is my previous position is currently equal to position. So I will have a previous position here. Let's say prev, which is currently here on. This means I am currently only considering this much part. Okay. Now this will only execute until this previous position minus position is less than equal to c, and previous position is within the limit. It should not go outside the loop. Means we will only go up to here, because our c is 3, so we can only go up to size of 3. उससे ज़्यादा नहीं आ सकते हैं. We cannot perform more than that operation, right? And then one by one position will decrease. अब देखो, this mn will actually store the minimum of the whole window that we are considering. So currently minimum will be 10 only, because हम सिर्फ इतना consider कर रहे हैं. Previous is also there, pos is also there. ठीक है? अब देखो, what is this x? This x is if all the elements from previous position to the position are made equal to mn, then what will be the sum? This is previous also, this is position also. So अगर यहाँ से यहाँ तक, if from here to here all the elements are made equal to 10, what is 10? What is minimum? Minimum is 10. तो अगर सब 10 बना दिए जाए, and by the way it is already 10, then what will be the sum? Sum will be total number of elements into minimum. तो कितने एलिमेंट्स होंगे? टोटल एलिमेंट्स आर पोस्ट माइनस प्रीव्यू प्लस 1. जैसे यहाँ पे सिर्फ एक ही एलिमेंट है, राइट? तो टोटल एलिमेंट ऑफ एलिमेंट्स आर प्रो current position minus previous position plus 1. This is the total number of elements in that window, and we are making all that elements equal to a minimum value of that window, which is mn. This will be the total sum of that elements, right? And then what I will add in this x. So now this answer, this will take previous position operations. So add dp for, अब देखो क्या है, when I did this, अब देखो, okay, let's move on, then you will understand. See, अब देखो ये हो गया, मान लो this had happened. For now just forget this part. Now previous position will reduce, it will decrease. So now this previous will come here. And now your minimum will also become 6, because every time you are finding the minimum. So minimum of these two is 6. Means now your previous is here, position is here. Means now you are considering this much part, and you will perform one operation here. Means you will make this equal to 6. अब क्या sum है? Now what is the sum? Now sum will be minimum into size of this, which is position minus preview plus 1, which is actually 6 into 2, because size is 2, minimum is 6. तो वो यहाँ x में store हो जाएगा. That will be the, what will be that? That will be the sum of the elements of this much part only when we have performed one operation here. But उसके अलावा when we, what will be the sum of the remaining part, means remaining part का sum कितना होगा, that we have already did before. So for the remaining part the sum will be, so this x is the sum of the current part, this part. Remaining part sum will be preview minus 1. So index कितना होगा, index will be preview minus 1. So you can see what I'm adding here, I'm adding dp of preview minus 1, preview minus 1. And what will be the number of operations? Number of operations, total operations are C that we are considering. And out of C, how many operations we did? We did this much number of operations, which is position minus preview, which is here only one, because here we did only one operation. Let's say if we did 3 operations, check it very carefully. अगर हम यहाँ 3 operations करें, so position will be here, post preview will be here, min will be 2, position minus preview plus 1 value is 4, actually you can 3, 6 minus 3 plus 1 4. Why 4? Because size we are considering 4 elements. So total sum will be 4 into 2 8. Why? Because we will make all of them into 8. So x will be 8. This much part is 8. But इसके पहले क्या था? What is the part before that? That we have to also add ना. What part before that? We will take dp of preview minus 1, index just before preview, and how many operations? How many operations were left? Total there were C operations minus how much operation we did now. So we did how much operations? We did 3 operations here only. 1, 2, 3, which is actually post minus preview. So in the total operation, we subtracted this much number of operations because we did that. And now find, and now this dp will is told the minimum of x and its current value. That's it. This is how the whole your dp array is constructed. So obviously you will understand this only if you have a good knowledge of dp, right? And then finally, for all the values of j, like so n will be n because we have to check for the last, we have to check for the whole array sum. तो हम लोग check हमेशा last index से करेंगे for the last index. But this j can vary from 0 because we can do any number of operations at max k. We can do 0 operations, 1 operations, 2 operations, up to k operations. We can do any number of operations, right? That doesn't matter. So from 0 to k, we are doing this and we are actually finding minimum of that, and then we are printing the answer, right? So guys, this was actually a good problem of dynamic programming. Okay, I tried my best to explain this, but still if you have any doubt, you can ask that to me in the comment section, or you can join Telegram channel to ask, right? Amazing. So now let's discuss the last problem for this particular video. I think the video is already of 33 minutes, long video. Okay, let's discuss the last problem, which is SOP game. Okay, the SOP game. What this problem says is, Alice and Bob are playing a game in the shop. There are n items in the shop. Each item has 2 parameters, AI and BI. Okay, AI and BI. Now Alice wants to choose a subset, possibly empty, of items and buy them. After that, Bob does the following. So see, basically this shop has 2 types of items, like n items, and every item has 2 price, not 2 types of items. So it has n items, and every item is actually having 2 prices. One is the item price for Alice, and second is the item price for Bob, right? Cool. So for example, let's say there are 4 items, and let's say this is a array A, array B. Let's say 8, 3, 5, 10, 2, 1, 6, 12. Okay? Let's say this is the list. Up see, what will happen? Alice has to buy some items from the shop, and that can be empty also, means maybe he will not buy any item, right? Now when Alice will buy the items, he has to obviously pay for that item. So whatever item he will buy, he has to pay AI as the price of the item, right? Cool. अब देखो क्या होगा. Now see what will happen. Now when Alice will buy these items, if Li has Bob less than k items, there is a value k given to you. If Li has bought less than k items, let's say k was 3, let's say k was 3 and Li bought only 2 items. So both the 2 items Bob will take for free. Bob will not pay anything and he will take that item free from Alice. Right? So Alice will not get any money for it. Zero profit. No profit Alice will have. Okay. It will be zero profit. But if Alice will take more than K items, more than K, let's say K is 2, but Alice has taken 10 items. So what Bob can do, Bob can still take k items for free. मतलब 10 में से out of this 10, 2 items Bob will take for free for no cost. But for the remaining 8 items, he has to pay LIs. What he has to pay? He has to pay the price of the item, which is BI. ये वाला जो price होगा. Because Bob has a different price. That he has to pay to LIs. Okay? That he has to pay to LIs. And here comes the profit of LIs. For example, if LIs has bought an item for some lesser price, let's say this item for 5 rupees, LIs is giving 10 rupees. So Bob will have a profit. Now, as we know, Bob and LIs both play optimally. So you have to find if both will play optimally. LIs wants to maximize her profit, Bob wants to minimize her profit. What is the maximum profit that allies can have, or basically what's the profit that allies can have if both allies and Bob play optimally? That you have to tell. Okay? Now let's solve this problem. Let's understand first how we will solve this problem. This is a greedy problem, simple greedy problem. Game theory plus greedy problem it is, right? Let's see how we can solve it. Let's take some more values here. Let's like this, okay? So now I have 6 items. Up see guys, first of all, what I will do, I will also open the code side by side so that I can explain simultaneously. See, first of all, I will simply take input of both array A and B. Okay? I will take input of both array A and B. Okay? I've taken. Now guys, what I did, now I've created a pair and that pair actually contains obviously the price of the item and it contains first the price of item for B and then A. So pair is like this 3, 8, 10, 5, 1, 2, 12, 6, 6, 8 and 5, 2. So what this pair is doing, this pair is actually pairing these both the cost of the items with B as the first element and A as the second element. 3, 8, 10, 5, 1, 2, 12, 6, 6, 8 and 5, 2. अब देखो why we are doing it. See guys, why we are doing is, see, we know that Bob will take K items for free from allies. Bob will take K items for free from allies. Obviously, which item Bob will choose? Items which Bob will choose that are free will be the item with the lowest with the highest price. By obviously, if I will ask you, you can take K items from these items. So what you will do? You will take those items which are expensive. If I will say, okay, I have my MacBook, I have my mobile phone, I have this stylus, take any one of that. You will say, Abhinav, give me your MacBook. It is the expensive one. If I will say, take 2 items, you will say, okay, give me the MacBook and give me your Oppo Reno 10 Pro Max. I'm flexing my mobile, okay. So you will take the expensive one, right? That Bob will also do. There are 6 items, right? There are 6 items, but what Bob will do? Bob will take those items first in the free, those K items first, which are expensive. That is what we will do. We will first of all make this vector and we will sort the item. Sort the item means we will sort the item in such a way that on the basis of the first element it is being sorted, right? So the lowest will come first. So lowest कौन सा है? On the basis of first element, right? So first it will come 1 comma 2, then 3 comma 8. So this is done. This is done. Then 5 comma 2, then 6 comma 8, then 10 comma 5, then 12 comma 6. This is how we will arrange. Up this is arranged in such a way that the first L is the item where whose Bob's cost is less. This is the item which has the minimum Bob's cost. Bob's cost. ठीक है? अब देखो one more thing, guys. One more thing. Now what we will do? We will create a del array. What is this del array? This del array will actually store the profit of allies. It will actually store the profit. अब देखो हाँ एक और चीज है. There is one more thing. ठीक है. Okay. Let me explain different way. हाँ. अब what is del will do? Del will actually store the profit of allies if he will sell this particular item to Bob. I'm saying not just sell means obviously he will buy it for lesser price and he will sell it for more price. So what's the profit that allies will get? That we have to find. Okay. Or we can say not actually allies, but okay. We can say this del will actually store what difference the Bob's price minus allies price has. What difference the Bob minus allies price has means the items which have lower allies price and higher Bob price. In those items, actually allies will not have the profit. He will actually have to pay that particular amount. For example, I'm not talking about free items. For free items, allies has to pay the whole amount. I'm talking about those items which is extra apart from K that Bob will take. I'm talking about those items. For example, if Bob takes this item, so what it will do? Bob will pay 1 rupees for it, but allies has taken it for 2 rupees. So allies will have a loss. So whenever it will be a loss, you will give 0 to this del. You will give 0 to this del. Whenever it is a loss. Okay? Okay. So you can see here what I'm doing here is del I will be VI first. VI first is nothing but Bob's price minus allies price. And if it is negative, means if allies price is higher, that means allies will not have profit. Then make it 0. No profit means 0 profit. It will not. It will also not have a negative. Like we will not consider negative profit. We will not consider loss. Loss in निकालना है. We have to find profit. So if there is no profit, make it 0. So what I will do? I will do the same. Here also you can see allies will have no profit. Make it 0. Here allies will have profit. Profit of how much? Profit of 3 rupees. Because allies is buying it for 2 rupees, but Bob is giving for 3 rupees. For 5 rupees. So profit is 3. Here again profit is 0. Here profit is 5. Here profit is 6. Now we will actually find the prefix sum for this. Prefix sum, every element is added to the previous element. यहाँ तक कितना profit है. So you can see till here profit was 0. Till here again profit was 0. Till here profit was 3. Till here profit was 5. 3 plus 2, 5. So this will become 5. Till here profit will be 5 plus 5, 10. And this was actually 6, so it will become 16. So now this will give you profit till a particular element. कि अगर इतने पूरे elements लेंगे, and how much profit allies will have. This is storing that. ठीक है? That is what it is storing. That is what it is storing. ठीक है? So if you will see, what I did is I am also assigning this value tree and also I am finding the prefix sum. Like if you want, you can find prefix sum with a different loop. We have done here only. मैंने यहीं पर ही I am adding DLI plus is equal to DLI minus 1. So I am finding prefix sum also. Okay. So now currently we have two things. Remember very carefully. what two things we have? I will remove everything else. I will remove this pair also because we have sorted it below. Now we have these two things. We have this del, okay, and we have this thing. Okay. Now let's say that k is 2 here. That there are two free items. Okay. अब देखो guys क्या करेंगे हम लोग. Now what we will do? We will now take a multiset. I will tell you what will be the use of that multiset. What is a multiset? Multiset actually stores elements in a sorted order, uh, but not unique elements. Multi means elements are duplicate, but it's sorted. It's similar to set with duplicate elements, right? Cool. अब देखो, I will actually run a loop starting from the back of the V. ये जो V है हमारा वेक्टर, इसके बैक से हम लोग स्टार्ट करेंगे. Why from the back of it? Because the end of this vector actually contains that element which has a higher amount for whom? For Bob. Bob has to pay higher amount for this. Bob has to pay higher amount for this. ठीक है? This is the maximum. This is the item with the maximum amount what Bob has to pay. So we will take that first. ठीक है? अब what is this sum? ये sum क्या कर रहा है? So I will again add a comment here. So what this sum is actually doing? This sum is actually storing. This sum is actually storing. हाँ, तो क्या बोलते हैं, अरे इसमें दिया गया था ना, हाँ, कॉस्ट इज स्टोरिंग कॉस्ट ऑफ एलाइस. So this sum is actually storing what? It is storing cost of allies. कि how much cost allies is currently paying. So basically profit क्या होगा? Profit will be the amount or the amount of money given by Bob minus the cost paid by allies. That will be the profit. That is why I am storing this cost. ठीक है? अब देखो, I am iterating this in the array. I am first at the last element, this element. Right. Now what I will assume that okay, allies has taken this element. And guys, if allies will take this element, the cost of allies will be added. अब देखो cost of allies क्या है? This first is the cost of Bob. Don't forget this thing. Second is allies. This is how we are added, if you remember. Right. So what will happen when we will have this? In my answer, 6 will be added. Means I have taken this element. 6 will be added in my answer. Why it will be added? Means I have actually considered this particular element. 6 is added in my answer. And guys, I will also insert that 6 in my multi-set. I will tell you why. It will be inserted. You will know the reason is. Okay. And remember our k is 2. We are considering our value of k as 2. Means Bob can take 2 free elements. Okay. So अभी currently क्या हुआ? Currently Alice has taken this element for cost 6. This item for cost 6. Abhi Bob is not there. Up you can see this both the conditions are not true. The condition is if ms is greater than k or if ms is equal to k. Both the conditions are not true. No worries. Move forward. Okay. And currently sum. Okay, this is not answer. This is sum. Okay, this is sum. Sum of cost of allies. How much cost allies is paying. Up allies will take the next item. Item number 2. This is the next item. For this, he will pay 5. He will pay 5 rupees. Total sum is 11. That he has paid. And then that 5 will also be added in this multiset in a sorted order. Okay? Now you will see, now the size of multiset is not greater than k, but it became equal to k. It became equal to k. अब देखो फंडा क्या है यहाँ पर guys. The funda is C. What I am considering that if allies will take these all the elements, if allies will take these all the elements, or like wait, these all the elements. If allies will take these all the elements, listen very carefully. ठीक है? Currently our I is here. What I'm considering here is, if Alice will take these all the elements, Bob has to also buy these all the elements. But Bob can buy two free elements. And obviously, which two he will buy? The expensive one. Which are the two expensive one? These two. यही है ना? These two are expensive one. These two are expensive one. Means in दोनों के लिए Bob will not pay. There will be no profit for Alice. Alice has to pay this 11 and Bob will not pay anything. But for the remaining, Alice will have profit. How much profit he will have? That is what we have calculated here. We have already calculated that till now, just before this side, till now, what's the profit? 5. Means अगर इतने elements को you will see, if Bob will buy it and if Alice will buy it and Bob will also buy it from Alice, profit will be 5 rupees. You can see. यहाँ पे 0 का, यहाँ पे 0 का, but यहाँ पे 3 का, यहाँ पे 2 का. Overall 5 rupees profit. So you can see my thing is I'm saying if my MS reached K, means if I have taken these K elements, if I have bought these K elements, which are currently in my sum, means Bob will not buy it. Bob will take it free. But for remaining elements, Bob has to buy it. तो remaining elements के लिए कितना profit होगा? If we are at I, so profit for remaining element will be del of I minus 1. So if my I is greater than 0, obviously I should also greater than 0. So if I is greater than 0, my profit will be del of I minus 1. This will be my profit. Not exactly profit, guys. This will be my, I can say, selling value. This is my selling cost. This is my selling value. This is my sell value. Are you getting? Because इतने में मैंने बेचा, 5 रुपए मेरे को मिले बेच के. This is what I will get from here, from all of this. But I have also invested some here, na? So here what I invested is this sum, 11 rupees. So this is what I get from these, which is 5 rupees. But I have invested 11 rupees here. So 5 minus 11, my profit is minus 6. Still my profit is lesser only. So my answer will store minus 6. It will actually store the maximum of all. So initially answer you can see is 0. So वो भी 0 ही रहेगा because negative is not a profit. But now let's move forward. Up next it will now take this, which will cost actually 8 rupees to Alice. Cost 8 rupees to Alice. ठीक है? Now guys, when it will cost is 8 rupees, now the multi-set is more than of size K. But guys, Alice will not want you, Alice will not take items which are expensive more than K. Because Alice has to give only 2 free items to Bob, na? Because K is 2. So why he should take more than 2 items for free? So he can remove one item from here. And which item he will remove? She will remove that item which is costliest, expensive. Which is the expensive item? Which is present at the last of this multi-set. ये expensive होगा ना? That is why I have taken multi-set. So that it is in sorted order. Right? So the maximum element, the expensive element here is this 8. So what Bob will do? Bob will take this maximum element, which is R begin. R begin means the last element of set. He will subtract it from the sum. Why? Means it is not taking this element. It is not taking this element. It is very costly for him. 8 रुपए बहुत costly है. वो 5 और 6 वाले को दे देगा ना बॉब को. 8 रुपए नहीं देगा वो. ठीक है? And he will remove it from the multi-set. So still कितना 11 रुपए. And now for remaining items, he will earn profit. और remaining कितना profit आएगा? 3 रुपए. अभी भी आप देखो तो फाइनल कॉस्ट इज 3 minus 11 which is again minus 8. तो अगेन आपका आंसर यहाँ पे 0 ही रहेगा. ये हमेशा चेक होगा. Every time you can see, every time this size of MS will go more than K, Bob will Alice will remove one and it will come equal to K only, right? But देखो again what will happen. Next I will go here. This 2 is added. Now again this 2 will also be added here. Again Alice has this How much? 3 items here. For free he has taken. He is not charging anything to Bob. Why he should take 3 items? He will take just two now. Again, he will remove one item which is costliest. He will remove this item, which is costliest. He will not take that. No? I will remove this. So 13 minus 6 will be overall 7. वो लंबा है removed. Okay? 7 is the final cost. Why 7? Because it is just taking this 2 plus 5. 7. To 7, he has to invest there, and the profit that he will get from these two will be 0. So means ultimately here also it will be 0. Okay? And so on it will give. So यहाँ पे by the way the profit is coming 0 only, but in other cases profit will actually come, right? And guys, once this all will done, at the last what will happen is there is one corner case. The corner case is that if k is equal to 0, if k is equal to 0, that means Bob cannot take anything for free. Bob cannot take anything for free. Now, if Bob cannot take anything for free, what Alice will do, Alice will take all those items which are giving it positive profit. So क्या करेगा? He will take this del n minus 1, because see, in this del we are considering only those items which are giving positive profit. For the item which were giving negative profit, we have not considered them. We have not taken negative profit. We have only considered positive profit, which is giving 16. That will be your answer. Del of n minus 1 means the last one. What's the maximum profit? And then we are finally bringing the answer. Right, guys? So, guys, this is how actually we are solving this particular problem. If you have a better way to solve these problems, please let me know in the comment section. And if you have any doubt, you can also comment that, or you can join a Telegram to ask your doubts. Thank you for watching this particular video. See you in the next video. Thank you.